Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Gareth Evans Game, and this is the No Man's Sky pre-release review. Is that right?
Yeah, review in progress, I'd say. Review in progress and first impressions.
So my name's Gareth Evans. I'm joined today by Mike Williams.
Hello.
My handy assistant here. And you've played the game already, Mike.
I have played the game already, yeah. I was pretty lucky. It came in the post on Saturday morning, so that's a good 3 or 4 days before the actual release date on PS4.
Yeah, allow me to express my sincere and deepest jealousy. Because you came into work this morning. Yeah, I've got No Man's Sky, and there's me waiting for it for months. I was like, you didn't even bring it in so I could play it or anything.
My beaming face going in through the door. Yeah, I was excited to get it. Yeah, definitely. And I spent a good kind of 6 to 10 hours, I'd say. I didn't keep track properly, but at least 6 and at most 10. Going through the first stages of the game and just kind of seeing what it was about and getting a good feel for it. The only thing is there is a big day one patch that they've already talked about. This is why they didn't send out review copies. So we have to bear that in mind through this review in progress. These initial thoughts are based on pre-day one patch.
Pre-release footage or gameplay, basically.
That's
so
it.
All your progress will be lost.
It will, yeah. I'm gonna
lost in the post.
Even if it isn't compulsory, they said they're going to reset the universe. I don't know if that technically means my save data as well, but if not, I'm going to wipe it anyway and have a fresh stab at it when it's actually released.
Awesome. So I just want to talk. I mean, I've played it. I can just imagine how much joy and just fulfillment you've had in your life over this weekend, and I will, in anticipation of that, just tell us what your general feeling towards it. Is it what you expected? Is it play like you thought it would?
Yeah, it weirdly, it's one of those games that actually looks like the footage that you've seen. So you've seen the trailers and stuff, and you do walk around the environments quite slowly. It's quite slow paced, and there isn't all that much action or combat in it. But it's really refreshing to play a game where you're not shooting something to pieces every 2 seconds. There's a lot of mining in it and a lot of kind of gathering resources, but it feels open from the get-go, straight away.
Yeah.
Immediately you're kind of looking around and it's all very strange. And
what do you start off with? What's in your inventory to the game?
Okay then, so this you might consider this very slight spoilers for the beginning, but you basically have nothing other than a tool, like a multi-tool, which is your weapon and your mining tool and everything, which you can upgrade and all that. And a spaceship, and the spaceship's crashed, and you've got a kind of, I don't know, some sort of AI assistant that helps you out. She kind of, she's the only kind of voice that you hear really in the game. Yeah, but also through just telling you when your shields are low. It's her voice that tells you, so it's kind of a companion in a way. So you've got nothing, and you're looking around, and it's all about the environment. It's all about the world, and you've got to remember that you're the first person, literally the first person who's seeing this planet. So not only is it's not just pretending that you're an astronaut on this planet. You actually are the first person who's seen this planet, seen this environment that's around you. And it's a big moment when you think about it when you're playing it. And I can't remember feeling that much awe in the first moments of a game before.
Lovely. It does sound awesome. Is there any sort of backstory as to how you ended up there?
Not that I really know. It's very light on story, but they have already said in this big patch that's coming up there is more voiceover coming. There's more kind of story in the menus, and they're going to pepper some story through it a little bit. It's all about the world really, and it's just this sense of that you're there. You don't really know why you're there other than to explore and to find the center of the galaxy, and that's it. And it's kind of beautiful for that reason that you're not. There's nothing pushing you forward immediately. It's just up to you. You kind of explore it at your own pace, really. It's quite refreshing.
So, a couple of questions then. First off, did you name everything in sight as soon as you found it?
I didn't. It does it gives kind of like scientific names to stuff. So you'll scan something and it'll give it like Flamidius acrobati or whatever, and you'll kind of that just came on my mind.
That sounds like a venereal disease.
That was my made-up Latin kind of.
That's fantastic.
It just gives a name. It just gives a name to it, and then it's logged in your journal. How it works is you go back into your journal afterwards, and then you can, you can look. It records the way it moves, and whatever you were filming at the time, it shows it running or it shows it eating or whatever. And then you can rename it based on the way it behaves or the way it looks, or it is really kind of after you've spotted it that you can name it. But that's not all you do. It's not all about the kind of the animals and the mining and stuff. There is a little bit of combat in it that I came across in the first 10 hours, and there's these drone kind of robots flying around.
Yeah.
Very, very sparsely.
Sentinels, are they called?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right. Very sparsely. They're not everywhere, but you'll notice that something's moving in the corner of your eye, and you'll look over, and it's this floating robot kind of thing, and it comes up to you sometimes, and it scans you, and it's quite a weird moment the first time that happens. And if you mine a bit too much, if you kill it, if a creature is attacking you, and you got no other choice but to kill it. And I felt really bad the first time I had to do that. I really did not want to kill this thing.
Right.
So that tells you how I'm not normally that kind of. I don't think about it that much in games normally, but that's how much it affected me in this game. They'll come after you. So these droids, if you cause too much trouble, basically, these drones will come after you.
Upset the environment a little bit too much.
That's right. Yeah, and I think that's got to be something to do. That has to be some of the story coming through in the early stages there.
Yeah.
Why are they protecting the environment so kind of harshly?
Yeah.
So, but I think that's the way it's going. That's the element of story that I picked up on earliest. Anyway. So
a few other questions, if I may.
Go for it.
Okay, did you come across any NPCs other than the bots?
I did, yes. And what's great about this is you've the first time you go to them, they haven't got a clue what you're saying. You haven't got a clue what they're saying. So it comes up as this gibberish language, and then there's prompts on the screen that's like, they haven't actually animated it, so they haven't animated what they're saying, but these words say, he reaches for your blaster or whatever. So you don't see that happening, but the words are on the screen there for you, and then you choose how you respond. So you can be friendly and hand your blaster to him, and then is this all in dialogue? Is this like an option on the screen? It's kind of like you walk up to, you approach the NPC, and you kind of choose to interact with him, and then it takes you to a kind of like you'd see in Mass Effect or those kind of games where you've got a
multi-choice kind of
exactly. So depending on how you go about it, you might make an enemy or you might make a friend, and then there's races, and then you learn that race's language. You have a standing and a reputation with that race, and as far as I can tell anyway, and so you'll get better trade with them, and they'll be more welcoming to you, and there is a big NPC presence there.
Okay, so you met at least one NPC. Did you try and mug him or shoot him or slap him or?
No, he was a big tough alien, so I was like,
that's disappointing.
But I didn't want to have that attitude going into it, because the game isn't pitched as a game where you go and destroy everything. It's a game where you explore everything, so I wanted to make friends. So
understood. But you got to think in terms of, you've got a do-over in the morning. The whole world resets. So it doesn't really matter if you slap him across the face.
That's a good point.
Kick him up the arse or whatever.
Might cause some carnage before they reset the universe.
Go full GTA on his ass, and then
I might do that. And then other things that I've kind of was just thinking when I was playing it was the pace, as I already mentioned, is really nice. It's words were popping into my head that rarely do when I'm playing games. I was thinking of words like serene and things like that to describe it. It's like walking through a garden in some places, a really weird garden. The music as well is perfect. They've done some sort of procedural system with the music as well, so it's appropriately quiet when there's nothing going on, but if if things kick off, if the sentinels come after you, it gets a bit dramatic. The space, when you do leave the planet for the first time, you make it out into space. That's very well handled. They've made it feel epic when you're doing it. You go out of the atmosphere, and it feels, like you've seen in kind of Apollo 13 and stuff. You get that red kind of, rumble around the spaceship. It's awesome. And what really blew my mind in it when I was playing it, there's a map in it. So there's like a map of the universe, right? Yeah. And you can free control the camera around the universe. Okay. And I was like, okay, so let's see how big it is. So for about 4 minutes, I was just zooming through this field of stars.
Yeah.
And it was just going on and on and on. And there's there's hundreds of stars on screen at any moment. If you think every one of those stars has planets around it, that was the point where I was like, well, this is something special, you know.
Yeah. Well, the only point of reference I've got with a game like this is EVE Online. Did you ever play EVE Online?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And that universe was pretty big.
Yeah.
It would take a while to get from one end to the other, and I know that it is nothing on the size of what the universe in No Man's Sky is.
Yeah.
So, bringing in EVE Online. I've never played like Elite Dangerous or games like that. That apparently No Man's Sky is more likened to. So, like I said, EVE is my only point of reference. Does it? I mean, apparently in No Man's Sky, it feels like you can reach out and touch the stars. Like it feels like you can. Does it feel like, you know, you see a planet, you head towards it, no loading times, you land on it? Is it that kind of experience?
I'd say yes, but there are loading times, but they're very well disguised. So you can. They've been really smart in the way that they've handled the travel and the size of the universe. So there's different speeds, basically. There's different engines on your ship, right? So you've got the normal cruising speed, then you've got these pulse engines which you can go really, really fast but isn't quite light speed, so you can get between planets quite quickly. And then if you want to jump to another galaxy, then you need light speed. Warp speed, right? I say Star Wars fan. It's warp speed, and then each one of those is its own early plot point. You need to get the resources to build a warp engine, you need to get the resources to build a pulse engine. So what that does is you can it kind of, when you trigger these engines to kick off and you go flying, like I mentioned earlier, it feels great when you're bombing along, but I did feel like that was masking a loading time. So when you're going into a planet, you kind of you maybe lose control of the ship directly just for a few seconds, and you can tell that's because the planet's loading in. You can tell that it's mechanical, but it's very well hidden. And I could only see it because I was looking for it. I was looking for a loading time. So
but it didn't take away from your immersion.
Not at all. No,
it wasn't like.
So, the only things that did, which again, this big day one patch, hopefully they can sort some of them out. There were a few awkward little bugs that I noticed, like there was like creatures just like running on the spot. They were trapped in the world or something, but that's probably going to sort that kind of stuff out when the patch comes. And the only other little gripe I had with it, which is sounds small, but it is annoying. You have shields, you have like environmental shields, radiation shields, and everything. You get a voiceover telling you when it's dropping at 75%, 50%, 25%, 10%, 5%, and it does go quite quickly. So you're walking around and it's just nattering
at you. It's like it's like your sat nav telling you to turn around.
Exactly like a sat nav.
Take the next, turn around. Let's take a U-turn. Shut the F up. I can imagine how annoying
so
that
I need a shut up option in the menu to just to tone it down a little bit. But that was really my only gripe with it. So in 10 hours of gameplay, I was just thinking about what I was doing. I was thinking about how great it was, how immersed I was in this world, and the variety as well is something I should mention quickly. I was a bit concerned going from the first planet to the second planet. I was thinking, this isn't that different really. I was a bit worried, but then the third planet, it was completely different. It was absolutely, it couldn't have been any more different. And then the fourth one, that was completely different as well. So after that, in that first jump between planets, I was a bit worried that maybe there wasn't enough variety to keep it interesting, but there definitely is. Awesome. You might be worried about that in the beginning, but there definitely is. You'll see some weird stuff and some beautiful things as well. When you're playing it, they've made a really good looking game.
I am planning on doing my own playthrough type video. I'm not sure how it'll pan out, but posting it to the this gaming channel, and I'm not sure whether I'll need to compress a lot of the gameplay because there'll be too much time walking around or gathering or things like that, but we'll see how it turns out. And I'm sure I will name a couple of butt faces and arse cracks and
I definitely saw some arse cracks when I was playing some arse crack candidates.
I guess that kind of rounds up our initial first look like
Yeah.
behind the scenes
review in progress, I'd say,
Review in
because
progress.
we'll have once we both of us have had some time, we can formulate a proper opinion on it and see what we really think about it after this patch as well, which is going to be an important update.
Yeah, so that's it. And if you are looking forward to more No Man's Sky content, be sure to subscribe to Gareth Evans Gaming, and we will be sure to bring it to you. Let us know what you think of the game down in the comments. Let us know anything that they could improve, any bugs that you found, or just anything in general. Let us know down in the comments. We will join in as much as possible. And I guess this sums up this video. We will see you again next time. Until then, bye for now.
Bye.